You're alive. We're alive. We're here again on Friday night. Welcome to Clown World Cousins. We're cleaning. We're streaming. We're wifing. We're lifing. Stores, Mary. I texted you from the store this week. Stores, chores, and blue-pilled boars. Yeah. So here we are once again. Great to see you, cuz. Hi, Mary.
Hey, good to see you too. Good to see you too. I had an epiphany this week. I don't know if you want to dive right in.
I want to just, there's one thing I want to say that I'm so happy about. Let's just catch up quick. How was your week? Faye, what do you want to tell us?
I know, Faye, I don't do small talk, so just jump right in. Go ahead.
It's small. I can't be up too late tonight. We have to wake up early tomorrow because my son's basketball team is playing at the Boston Garden tomorrow.
That's fun.
And it's so fun. And I'm just, I know that like the system is such bullcrap, and he was really nervous to go back after being away. He's been playing with these boys since they were little boys,
Yeah, and it's just great.
And like they do it right in the basketball room at his high school. They like have life-size pictures of the team hung up, and tomorrow he's gonna be playing at the Boston Garden, and he was nervous about going back. Him and his sister even tried to like convince they, we don't want to go back to school. And I was like, and it was just for friends. And I was like, you got to go back. And I know that if he was missing this, well, things are quote unquote back to normal, he would be. I'm just so glad he's not missing it. And I know that nothing is normal and it's crazy out there, but I just pray for him and for all of the kids when they have these wonderful things that they get to do. This is something he'll never forget. So I'm really proud of him and I'm really excited. So
that's exciting. My kids have done that before. Yeah. I think both of them, Fulton and Bernadette, have played on the ice at what is it now? What the hell are they? The Garden, right?
Yeah, I know. It's like what corporate? I'm always going to go.
I always said Gillette. Yeah. And my daughter tonight is at Harvard with the Harvard Gals hockey team.
Yeah.
So it's nice. I think youth sports are amazing. You said it yourself. There's so much heart and integrity in it, and it's absolutely true. And I do like to see these places stepping up to cater to the young folk, Yeah,
it's going to be really fun, and I'm so happy for them. And my daughter's doing well too. She's doing a lot better than I was at her age. Her social life isn't as active, but she's not surrounded by a bunch of fake friends and potential date rapists. So things are good for Lena. It's better than I was doing at her age. So very good. So I had to share that. So just prayers for all the young people out there. They had 2 years of their lives stolen. How are you? You want to get right into it?
No, that was getting into it. I don't like the how are you? How was your? I don't know how my week was. Do I have anything to say? Let me say it. And you said your point, and yes, that's awesome. So this isn't me making excuses for being a complete failure when it comes to my New Year's resolutions, okay? That's not the point of all this, but I was thinking of it, and I woke up one morning this week and I said to myself, January in New England probably has to be the worst time out of any other month to start a new habit. It's like the sun doesn't come up until like what time? It starts setting at what time? It's freezing cold out. There's nothing to do.
It's just another inversion. It's not the new year. I celebrate. We've talked about this before. I really celebrate New Year's on March 1st. That's when
I was saying to my husband that if I was going to start a New Year's resolution, it would be April 1st. When the weather started, the days are like noticeably longer. The weather is noticeably changing. This bull crap. It's almost like I feel like I was set up to fail. But
the fact that they picked the most depressing, everything is dead. Even my daughter said it. She's like, this is not the new year. I'm hanging on by a thread. I'm running around my house like I'm freezing. Joe's like, put on a sweater. It's like, sweater's on. I mean, what do you want me to do? It's freezing. It's uninhabitable, but I'm a summer soul, and
Yeah. And if you're not, I mean, what am I going to do? Go out and spend money? I can't work out in my yard. It's like, what am I supposed to do that's going to like take up my time from smoking? There's nothing to
do. You work out, you can have lots of sex. I hope your daughter's not in the room. I mean, like, you just have to like work out, drink on the week. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
What we do in the winter months up here. It's uninhabitable. Don't get me started. I hate it. But I do have 2 things I'm looking forward to. Joe and I have 2 trips away together. He and I, we're going to Newport in a couple weeks, and we're going to Mexico in a couple months. So I can't believe it. I'm so excited. So I might not come back, but I say that every time.
Wait, you're going to Mexico in a couple weeks?
No, in a couple months we'll go to Mexico, and we're going to a marriage retreat in a couple weeks in Newport, Rhode Island. So it's our anniversary year, so we're just living it up.
That's excellent. I had to text my daughter who keeps blowing up my phone being like, telling me about what's going on at the game she's at. And she's like, I can't lift the puck like that. I'm on my live, sweetie, is how I responded. It's so mean. But tell me about it when you get home.
Yeah, seriously. Mommy's busy.
Anyway, yeah, so you want to talk about the
I just want to I don't even like, I thought about it. It's like, I thought about it last week, and I was like, Faye, you are the worst with people trying to give up bad habits. I don't think you need to beat yourself up about it. I really don't. Like, I don't think
not.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to have a cigarette probably as soon as the live stream ends, and I'm not going to feel bad about it. This life is for us to have experiences, you know? Yeah. So what do you look awkward. You look scared.
I don't know. It's like, at the same time, I do recognize that I am a failure, but I'm not doing that right now. How's that? And I'm not, obviously, I'm not beating myself up. I probably should be a little harder on myself than I am being, but it's like, it is not time to be making all these plans. So that's just my thought. That was my epiphany this week.
I completely agree with you. I feel like January is just hang on for your lifetime, and just hang on, get through it, look forward to spring. I used to be really, before kids, I loved the winter. I went to Iceland 3 times in the winter time. But now I'm freezing right now as we speak, and I have my fake fireplace going right here. See, giving off heat.
Yeah,
see it? It's hot. It's a little ambiance, but still, it's not that good.
I have a space heater too, but it's off.
I'm freezing.
Yeah. So, but you had something happen to you this week, and you're the one, we were trying to wordsmith how we were going to say this. I just told my husband what we wanted to say, and he came up with the masses begrudgingly awaken ? So you want to start there?
I feel like it's a game of chicken being played, and you're either going to at least accept the truth. I love the truth, even when it's bad news. You're going to have to accept it, because if not, it's going to become more and more and more and more absurd. That's going to be the choice that I'm seeing. So yes, some people are begrudgingly, reluctantly. We mentioned the famous scene in They Live when they're fighting in the alley, and Roddy's trying to put the glasses on the guy. They're gonna have to wake up. It's so obvious. This happened to me at the gym I work at this week. It's just very short, and my ego is going to come up, because last week I told you the story about that single Leo inserted herself into my conversation. Well, this week I inserted myself into her conversation. So what goes around comes around. So I'm right. Yeah. So anyway, I was walking by her, and she's a trainer, and she was training this guy and his old daughter. She was probably about 20. The daughter was probably about 20, and this guy's in great shape. She's been training him for as long as I've been there, which is since about 2018. and I was walking by, and the trainer, we'll call her Leo, the Leo trainer, asked the daughter, and she says, "So, do you think COFIB," she said the real word, "was a hoax?" And I'm walking right by, and I swear she like asked because I was walking by, but I didn't say anything. I wanted to hear what the daughter said. What? And the daughter said, "Yeah." And then the father goes, "Oh yeah, totally." And so then I had to insert myself. I inserted myself like a big single Leo. And I said, because I know this girl, and I was like, "Yup, it was." And I said, and not only that, I said, I won't say her name. I was like, "Leo," I go, "and I told you on day one, didn't I? Didn't I tell you on day one? Didn't I know?" And she just kind of like had an awkward look on her face. And it's like, no, I'm a superstar. You want to know everything I think now. Just like, I want to go back to the people that knew the 7-Eleven part-time job was a hoax. Like, I want to first of all, apologize for discounting what they say. I want to hear what they think's coming next in the world. Like, those are people I want to talk to. Unfortunately, I can't remember any of them because I was probably so rude to them at the time. So anyway, I was like, "Yeah, it was." And so these two people, they're very, they're Republican. They're wicked Trump supporters. They're money people. The guy is like an accountant. He's like her financial advisor. You know what I mean? They're always talking about the market and stuff, and they're Trumpers. But so they were kind of at a place where like, yeah, it's a hoax. And then I was like kind of walking away, and the daughter's like starting to make jokes. And she's like, "Yeah, remember?" She's like, "Flossing causes COFIB, and this causes COFIB." And they're like, "Ha ha ha." But then I got mad. Not mad, but my father was murdered over this hoax. So I just turned around and I go, "You guys, hoax is a euphemism." I said, what it is a crime, a worldwide crime. And like the look on their face was kind of like, they were just kind of like, they know I'm right. And this is kind of where I'm at. And I'm listening to other streams and other stories people are telling. They're scared because they know that if we're right about this, which we are, and it's coming, anyone with a brain is seeing that we were right about this. That means that we're probably right about a lot of other things. And that's a lot to take in right now. Thoughts?
On them?
On them, on that?
I think if they knew your story, you know, what you were saying, and especially if they knew what the protocols and stuff like that, they would agree with you. It's just, you can't exactly like sit down and have a cup of coffee when they're in the middle of training.
Well, even I don't need to remember what I told you. This is a financial guy. Okay. He's with his trainer who nearly lost her business and is walking. She's walking. She's been a trainer for 20 years. She used to do bodybuilding competitions. She knows her stuff. She's walking dogs to pay her electric bill. A crime has been committed, whether you were murdered or you lost your business or you lost your house. Like, you know what I mean? I think that he would agree with me. I don't need to get into who died or who not. He's a finance guy.
Yeah.
Helping people pick up the pieces from this crime.
Oh, absolutely. That's a good point. Yeah. I came across something this week that I thought was really interesting and kind of it didn't really process with me until you told me that story. What's going on?
Not me.
I don't know what that was. Hopefully it's nothing. But anyway, so I came across the story and it was about Greta, what the hell's her name? Thunberg.
That little the little autistic boy that her parents parade around. And I'm sorry, I saw a screenshot of her, and I'm not trying to be mean. That's a little boy. Sorry, in drag. Go ahead.
She's grown-up woman, isn't she? She's grown up. She's a grown-up now. But I saw over in Germany, I don't know what you're talking about as far as like when she was younger. I didn't even know she was a meme until like I was on Discord 2 years ago. You know what I mean? I'm so out of the loop.
She was the whole, how dare you?
Right. That's what made her a meme. So
ironically, she was right though, because she was like, I should be in school. You're ruining my future. And you know what? Ta-da! Not the way she thought, but yeah, adults were really going to screw up kids in school and their future. Sorry, Mary, go ahead. I just want to say that.
So she was arrested out in Germany, okay, for protesting the opening or the expansion, rather, of an oil, not an oil, coal plant. And the photos of her being arrested is her like being carried, like laughing and then posing with the police officers. And, while she's being arrested. And I thought it was amazing that on Reddit, which I do realize is the cesspool of communications on the internet, but even on Reddit, it was underneath the name of staged. So everybody that was posting about this posted it, well, a lot of people, under the staged category. Like everybody could see that this was fake. This was ridiculous, and this isn't how arrests go. So I thought that was really important for like people seeing the kind of they're kind of waking up. There's the quickening of the masses, as they say, but that ties into that can be. Oh, also, right now, the World Economic Forum is meeting over in Switzerland, right? And they have to change all their jargon because they can't say the Great Reset. They can't say Build Back Better. So they're trying to change their entire vocabulary because so many people are onto them at this point. That's another huge deal.
It is a huge deal.
Go ahead.
I was listening to Days of Noah just a little bit. I love Days, and I found one of my favorite channels through Days. I know he doesn't mean to be, and I know he professes to be, a Christian and a man of faith, and he is real, even though he's a big channel. I just don't need to hear about what these creatures are doing all the time. It's not him, you know what I mean? But like the stuff he covers, I just can't take. But I was listening to him a little bit tonight, just a little bit, a little taste, and they even mentioned like spirituality in this World Economic Forum for the first time. Like there was some like creature up there being like, we're going to have to settle with our creator, how we fit in here, or like I forget what BS she was spouting.
Yeah, totally
some new age, because they know that most people have like a spiritual void, and they're gonna like try to fill it up, I guess.
That could be, yeah. That's very. I think was it Stu who sent it to me, where was it John Kerry? He is an alien from another planet.
Who is? I'm sorry, you were freezing a little bit.
Am I back?
No, that's okay. Yeah, you're back. Who?
John Kerry. John Kerry. He's up there and he's talking. He's like, who would have thought that, human beings like us, I mean, who refers to themselves as human beings? Wouldn't you just say people? But human beings like us would be here, touched by something in our lives and be here. Basically, he was like to tell the humans how to live their lives. And he's like, it could only be extraterrestrial, or it seems so extraterrestrial. It's like, is this a reveal right now?
I think it's just more of the absurdity. It's going to get more and more. It's a game. I feel like it's a game of chicken. I don't know. Is that the right game where like, it's
they're
like
driving at each other?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
And it's just, I texted you from the supermarket, Stores and Chores. And I couldn't even wait till talk to you tonight. I was like, Mary, what is the news telling these people? First of all, it was 1:30 on a Tuesday. 1:30 on a Tuesday. It was the day after Martin Luther King Day, but still, most people have stuff to do that day. Every single register was like 6 people deep. That's a lot. That's really busy, like with full, and then I would say it was probably, I wanted 20% face diapers, and they're like just all in. And it's, just at this point, it's like, guys, you're wearing those. If this was real, the supermarket wouldn't be this full.
Mm.
It's like, why are you doubling down on this? Why are you doubling down?
I do think there's something to be said that we're living in Massachusetts. I mean, you know, I'll be curious what like Ray and Christian are seeing when they're on the road. You know, how it is down south, and you know, if it's the same, even though it is all coastal, you know, but that's where the majority of the population is.
They've been posting a little bit. They look like they're just having a ball, and I'm just so happy for them, like to be hanging out with Brian and stuff. I don't know. The last one that I commented on was Ray was at a bar or something at an open mic night, and he was just doing the Flat Earth anthem, and he was crushing it. He did it so good, and it just looks. I wish I was there. I'm there in spirit. They're having a great time, so I can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah, totally had FOMO on that.
Yeah, to say the least. But it turned out to be like a bit of a boys' trip, so we'd just be buzzkills.
Yeah, my husband's texting me. Why don't you just put this in chat, husband, instead of texting me? My family doesn't realize how this whole thing works. He says, remember, no one had them in Tennessee, and that is true. We were out there, I think, in April.
Oh yeah, the first time I forgot about them in April. You were in Tennessee. Was
it April? I think so. Yeah, almost a year ago.
Okay, yeah, and we were in Myrtle Beach, and that was my favorite because for the first time since this whole nonsense happened, it was the first day that I went a whole day that I literally forgot it was a thing.
Yeah,
you know, and I'm sorry, guys. Like I just can't take this down long. I got my nails done today. And I'm sorry, Drew Barrymore is a psychopath. Do you know the actress Drew Barrymore?
Yeah.
I mean, I know that she was probably really mistreated as a really young child. I've seen the videos of her like flirting with Steven Spielberg as like a 4-year-old. I know she wasn't treated very well, and I'm sure she's MK Ultra to the max. But her show is always on when I get my nails done.
Yes.
And it's so upsetting. First of all, she sits on a giant toilet with her guests, okay? It's on mute. So, and I'm trying to relax and get my nails done, but like the prices are right and the guy does a good job. But like she still has her audience wearing this. And not only that, like they're wearing like Drew Barrymore ones. It's never gonna be okay with me. And it's like, how badly do you guys need to participate in a TV audience? It's psychotic. It's psychotic. First of all, daytime television to me is psychotic anyway, but right, Mary?
In the audience, those are all actors waiting to get discovered or something. Those aren't
they're not going to get discovered like this.
You can't tell me that those people are real life people. The things that they clap on, I did see Drew Barrymore talking to some woman. I forget. It was only somebody else covering the contents of the sketch. But the way that Drew Barrymore was like the way she was sitting and leaning into the person, like it was so uncomfortable. It's like, Drew, chill out.
Right. Right. Yeah.
No
She's
chill.
very, you know what? I'm sure she comes by it honestly. She comes from a long line of Hollywood weirdos and stuff. But what she's doing on that show is absolutely, it's jarring to me. But then I'm in a nail salon, and I don't know if anyone else notices. And then the next show is Let's Make a Deal, and no one's wearing anything. But then I'm like, those people are just like having orgasms over winning new cars and vacations. Talk about materialism. And I'm not, that's not hyperbole. Like they are like pretty much they're very excited about the materialist stuff. Don't get like, you know, Faye, talk to me when there's like someone gives you a new car. Like,
I know.
I get it. So, but still.
I would settle for a new transmission for my old car at this point, but
I know my Kia Soul needs a little more duct tape on the broken fender. Totally.
Anyway, my brother, if my brother's listening, he's welcome to call anytime.
But we have to do our segment.
We forgot our news for women. He can still call. So, big news. Ceiling fan man was so gracious to let us use his masterpiece. I as far as I'm concerned, this is one of his opuses. Okay,
He's got so many, and he was
I
so
know, right? It's hard to pick. But now that he's letting us use this one, it is his masterpiece. I'm convinced.
Yes, we thank him, and we have.
All right. So this is a segment. It's called News for Women. Okay.
I'm ready. News for Women.
I got it. Sorry.
And now it is time for News for Women. Women's news. Women's news. Women's news. Women's news. Women's news. Women's news. Women's news.
I love him. He's like, women's news, women's news, women's news.
That is perfect. So this week, Faye and I were like, all right, well, we're going to try to find women's news. Now, the first thing I did notice when I typed into Google women's news, I got a warning that my safety, like my child's safe features were off. It's like, why is it when I type in women's news, it's like I'm going to be shown what, pornography? What do they think I'm looking up?
You could just put in women and you could get pornography, on YouTube. On YouTube.
Well, the algorithm needs to do better. If I type in women's news, just give me women's news. Don't give me like a warning like your child's safe mode is shut off. Are you sure you want to? It's like, give me a break. But go ahead, Faye.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
You actually found a woman's news story.
I did.
Mine's really cool. I'll just show you what I got, guys. So I told Mary, because we knew that we were going to do this segment because we were so honored, and we'll try to make it a regular segment with our women's news. So I typed into DuckDuckGo women's news, and the first thing that came up was the Huffington Post. And I go, oh, well, yeah, a lot of women love the Huff Post. And all I got was, the headline says, it's all, how long are you contagious with the latest COVID variant? Here's what to know and the rules to follow. And then see, it says women. And it's just some psycho in her bed with a mask on having a panic attack. Can you see it?
I can't really see it. I wish you should have screenshotted it and sent it to me so I could put it up for everybody to see.
I think that they believe me. They get the gist. There she is. Women.
All right.
Mary has a better one. Mary.
No, it's not a contest. But I will say, if we were doing trans women news, we would have hit the jackpot this week, because there was a lot. Uteruses are going to be exchanged. There's a whole, what I just wanted to stick. Keep it simple, stupid, right? So let me share and go to our very important news here. So the M&Ms have they've flipped the status quo with a new purple M&M. Okay. So the status quo has now been flipped, as you can see on the packaging here. And I don't know about you guys, but every time I'm wolfing down a handful of M&Ms, I'm always thinking that these are so masculine. I feel like they're passive, their toxic masculinity is getting in the way of my womanhood, and there should be a purple one, right? We've all thought.
I always thought the green one was the girl.
She was on there. I noticed the green one is the girl, but I think, okay, now we have to go conspiracy theory real quick. All right. I want you to notice something. This is crazy. I have thought too much. Hold on. I'm trying to share it again. There it is. All right. So we have the green one that you can see, and that was always the woman, right? Mm-hmm. And so we have the two smaller size M&Ms. My question is, when they're flipping the script, why is the purple one obviously a peanut M&M? It's a fatter, more, robust looking M&M.
They've been pushing fat women, and I'm sorry, but I've said it for a while, all the models, even at Victoria's Secret, they'll have one that's really obese. And I'm just saying, they don't have fat male models.
Yeah. So, I mean, we could go crazy with what is M&M's trying to say. But the bottom line is literally, I never eat candy thinking of it as male or female, feeling marginalized or anything. I just want to eat my freaking candy. But now we know that Mars is with us. All right. And
Yeah,
they're flipping the status quo because what, women exist? What? I don't even understand the point of this message, to be honest.
I don't either. I don't know. I'm just trying to be as feminine as possible in my lane, in my space with my family. I'm making dinner. I'm trying to smell good. I'm giving my husband a lot of kisses. I'm trying to be the heart of the home, which I believe a woman is and a wife is. I don't know. That's probably just like really surfacey. I just yelled at my son and my husband as I was getting ready for the stream, putting on my mascara because I was in my dining room because there's the best lighting, and my son's in there on his phone, and my husband's in the living room, and I can hear him watching Anomaly or something, and I'm like, enough with this noise. It's like, I just got there. It's like they were both there before, and I was like, they're like, what do you mean you just got here? And I'm like, no, you have no idea. I have to work out. I have to make dinner. I have to put this makeup on. I have to take off remove hair. They're like, okay, we're leaving. They don't. So you know what? You want to be a woman so bad? Have at it. It's not as easy as you think, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Look at the face, Mary. but they're
wonderful. It's a wonderful experience.
It's a wonderful.
So
Oh yeah, it's great. Once a month, let me tell you, it gets better.
I mean, yeah, everything, every part of my journey can be, you know, what is it? Emulated by a dude dressed up as a woman. Now who's this?
Popular. I don't get any time.
Oh, the future of fitness. I do have to. I don't know if you can see this. Oh my good
Future
Lord.
of fitness. So
there it is. That's the peanut M&M. That's it.
That's who sent that to you. If they don't need to be named.
Oh crap.
Did you
hold on? I literally hope shit.
I didn't see anything.
I hope not. I literally hope not. Now I'm like getting all hot and bothered. Anyway, let's hope that didn't. Anyway, nobody. That was my friend. Just a friend of mine.
Well, your friend is right on the money with that. And take a deep breath. Like, Mary, I've announced where I live, my kids' names. I've said my email more than once. No one's ever emailed me. Like it will be okay. So
nobody's looking for me. Give me a break. I'm still waiting for my brother to call. See?
I've been overweight. I haven't been as overweight as that woman on the self cover. It's not comfortable. Okay, it's not comfortable. The other day I was picking my kids up at school and I saw a little boy that was about as overweight as that person on the Self magazine. My heart was breaking for him because he was looking at his phone as he was walking home from school. And I said a prayer for him because it's not only is it unhealthy, it's not comfortable. The media and our sick society can't make this trendy. it's not comfortable to be, even if it's not even comfortable to be 20 pounds overweight, never mind 100 anyway.
And it's not healthy at all.
It's not healthy.
How is that the future? I resent that, you know.
This is funny though. One place where hot skinny blondes are still trendy, I didn't think they still existed on TV. They're still like the prize girls on like Let's Make a Deal and shows. They haven't been replaced. They're still like really hot in tight outfits being like, new car. I was like, oh, there they are. I haven't seen a blonde in a while. What are you looking at? Are you okay?
Yeah, I put the link out. Food's getting more poisonous. Let's jump over here.
So Candy. Hi, RT. I'm the primary chef in our household. I can. Ooh, you go, RT. I like it. Hell on wheels. So
Yeah, if you glorify it enough, definitely.
Let's talk about candy for a second. One thing I've noticed, I want to know if anyone else noticed it. So for a while, I love chocolate. And I love like my Hershey's with almonds. I keep it simple. My Rolos, you know. For a while, candy wasn't tasting good. It tasted good enough for me to eat it, but like I would be like eating and being like, it just doesn't taste right. But now it's back to being like I'm eating my Rolos this week, and I was like, this is delicious. This is delicious. They're like, I don't know, they've either changed back or they're like putting something really good in it.
Yeah, they're testing it on fetal stem cells to see, what is it, the sweet spot where it's the perfect mixture between sweet and salty that you don't want to stop.
I don't want to eat fetal stem cells.
That's why they don't put the fetal stem cells in the food. That'd be, no, they only test it on the fetal, not the stem cells, just the fetal tissue. And they do all these experiments using, you know, aborted fetuses to see what the sweet spot is for us. And they have nailed it.
Well, they clearly have found it, because candy is tasting really good again. I don't know, but I don't like how they do it. Scientists are creepy. I don't care how much like fake spiritual gurus they have at their forums. They're just weirdos.
Yeah, I don't know. They are. They're all a bunch of weirdos. So anyway, last week, when I was talking about the super hunks, I don't know. I was inspired by.
Can I just ask you a question? Do you watch? I've thought about it after. I was like, does Mary watch the Daily Wire? Do you watch that?
On occasion. On occasion, I will. Yeah.
I don't watch that. I was a little surprised that they're all shills in my. I think that they're all Zionist shills, shall we say, to say the least. But that's just me.
Okay, so I found the clip. Because literally none of them are super hunks, and it was just like a joke, and this is the reference. So
Owen Benjamin's a super hunk.
He's so.
And I can waste.
He is.
Hold on. There it is. Hold on.
I don't know what makes you and your sisters happy.
What happened? Oh, what?
I said, I don't know what makes you and your sisters happy. Like, I'm like, Tom Brady's cute. You and your sisters like, no, he's not. I'm like, Owen Benjamin's cute. You guys, no, he's not. Like,
no, because guess what?
You know what? That's what makes the world go round. There's someone for everyone has their type.
Oh, it's not working. It's all right. It's from The Simpsons, and I went out of my way to find this clip, but now it's not working. And I can waste I'm so confident in my, that they're guilty that I can waste the court's time rating the super hunks. So they're not really super hunks. All right.
I like the super hunk segment.
Yeah,
hey,
that's what you're gonna get serious.
Women enough. What?
You're gonna get serious about it. You're gonna be like, you know who the real super hunk is? I want to debate He-Man, the Hulk, and Lionel. Those are the super hunks. That's where I'm comfortable.
Who's Lionel? I remember he's the Tiger Cats or Thundercats.
Please stop. Yeah. Just please. So
okay, He-Man. Who was the
other one? She's again. I knew He-Man. I just said He-Man, the Hulk, and Lionel.
Not the Hulk. The Hulk is out. He-Man or Lionel?
Isn't it Lion-O? Yeah, Lionel.
Lion-O. Who's taller? It would come down to for me. I'm so bad.
Anyway, so when I was talking about the guys on the Daily Wire, I was totally joking with calling them super hunks. But this week, I don't know, you don't follow any of this, but people are calling out Shapiro as for the shill he is. And I guess this other guy, what the hell, Steven Crowder. Yes, he's like. Is he? Well, then the shills are going at it this week because they're all fighting with each other.
Really?
Yes.
They can have it. I don't like them very much.
It's entertaining. Like, what do you? What do you watch, Faye?
So they're just too political for me and too right wing. So I'm sorry that I know the story of Owen Benjamin used to be on Steven Crowder, and they controlled op. I agree, Joe, and
I agree with that.
They were going off about like the trans kids. This is way back in the day, and Owen had found out that like the hormones were made in that small country in the Middle East. Do you remember the small country in the Middle East? And she's on mute. And he took it to Steven Crowder, and then Steven Crowder disowned him, I guess, or something. But for me, even if you're a Trump supporter, I don't really want to hear what you have to say. I don't believe in politics. I don't believe in countries. So that's just me. But I know your kids and stuff are really political.
My family, my husband is very political. I mean, I'm surrounded by politics all the time. And there's something to it. I mean, you can't just completely ignore the narratives, can you? I think it's important. Hey, first time caller. Oh. Hold on, let me get you on speaker here. There we go. Hey, shut off your background.
Should I shut off the radio in the background?
Oh, you did that on purpose? You're so obnoxious.
So anyways, hi Faye, hi Mary, how you guys doing?
Hey Matt, good.
Welcome, hi.
Anyways, this whole I didn't know that you guys are gonna go into this Steven Crowder thing.
Well, I couldn't help it.
It is such nonsense.
Yeah.
Now you know that he dug his own grave.
Yeah. Go ahead.
But anyways, they offered him $30 million for a 3-year for a 5-year contract, and he said, "No, I'm not going to take it. I want $50 million."
Yeah.
And first of all, he's not even a real conservative.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
clearly.
Yeah. Well, he was part of the Blaze, right? And just recently he left the Blaze. And then, I don't know, the fact that the Daily Wire has that much money to throw around was kind of freaking me out. But I just hate Ben Shapiro so much that I loved it. Okay, you know who's been the voice of reason in all of this, Matt?
Who?
Mark Dice. Have you... Him playing the hot mic clip of Ben Shapiro being like, "Oh, let's cut out when I call those people weird because the sponsors aren't going to like that." And then he realized that he forgot to shut off his live camera.
No, hey, can you consider yourself conservative or libertarian or what?
I'm definitely conservative. Like I love traditional female, like I love traditional wife, like being a traditional wife, traditional husband. So yeah, you know me, I'm conservative, but I don't believe in politics anymore. I haven't voted since they stole it from Ron Paul. Ron Paul was the last person I voted for.
Okay, I agree with you. I don't like the term conservative because that implies that you're a Republican or whatever. I don't believe in all that nonsense. But a traditionalist, I guess. That's how I say it.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, all these people who conservatives, they're not conservative at all. They're shills. They're bought and paid for.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I agree with you. I don't know if you were listening, but it's just a story. We talked before, and I know you like Owen Benjamin, but Owen was friends with Steven Crowder, and he tells the story that him and Steven was so upset about the trans kids, and Owen found out that the hormones were made in that small country in the Middle East, and as soon as that small country was mentioned, Steven said goodbye to Owen.
What small country in the Middle East? What are you talking about? I'm trying to get you guys thrown off of YouTube.
Yes, I don't want to get thrown off.
Hold on. I'm going to add.
I don't have any problem with them.
I'm going to add somebody else up here.
To be honest.
I'm going to add somebody else up here. So everybody remember to take turns. Hey, Wheels.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. How's it going with you?
Oh, good. I just kind of, popped in when you guys were talking about the food and stuff. And when you started talking about candy, something clicked in my mind. You know what else candy is being used to test and push on people? Bugs. Bugs.
Mhm.
I just looked it up again because I'm like, wait a minute, am I right about this? Because I remember hearing it, like, all the resins and like the stuff from it's all bugs. And we
Right.
all eat it. So that was the first step. So it was just like, oh, that's that agenda. That's the other thing. The fetus is it's everything, and we're addicted to it.
Yeah, the food coloring. I think it was was it red food coloring or blue? I forget which one it was, but it's literally made out of like bugs. That's how they get the color of it. I mean, there's so many easier ways to get that color, but why are they using bugs? Or they just told us that years ago. Remember, like, if people knew how many bugs they were actually eating, they would be shocked. I remember that going back to the early 2000s.
Mary,
yeah, and then even I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Wills. Mary, I was going through some of my old. Wills, I don't know. You don't know me. I'm a cartoonist. Anyways, I was going through some of my old notebooks, my cartoons, and back in like the late '80s, I had a picture of an M&M with a gun, and it said "Red M&Ms kill" because the poison that they put into the food coloring for red M&Ms was made out of basically pesticide poison.
If I remember correctly, wasn't red food coloring also accused of causing those ADHD symptoms in kids and banned in some areas of Europe?
Yep.
100%. Yep.
Now we're going down the rabbit hole.
It is, and it is deep. It is a deep rabbit hole, especially because we're all so addicted to this stuff.
And this is where we're at. Is I was like, I had Rolos this week and a whatchamacallit, and seriously, like maybe about 2 months ago, I don't eat a ton of candy, but like for the last couple years or so, like I'd eat it, and yeah, it wasn't terrible. I mean, it's doing its job, I guess. But these candies, I was like, oh my God, candy tastes good again. Like every bite I took, I was like, this is delicious. So I don't know what's going on. Guys, I'm listening. I just need to go to the ladies' room, and I'll be right back.
Well, I think part of the issue here is that maybe they're doing this, and I could be totally wrong, but maybe they're doing this to get us even more off real food. Because if they make it good enough, they'll 100% people will definitely choose that more over real food than they already do, and a lot of the stuff that we eat is already so processed.
Mm-hmm.
And then also with the bug candy thing, just for a second, I believe we talked about it on a different stream, but there were even bugs just straight up put in lollipops and stuff, and how I don't know if I said it on a stream or I tweeted something about it or where we talked about this, but it was just like back in those days, you had your Fear Factor and your bug candies, and now it's like, oh, the candies have been in the bugs have been in the candy the whole time. Whoops. And now we're just.
It's funny they mention that, Wheels, because in my younger days, my friends bought me a lollipop with a scorpion inside, and I dared to eat it, and I did. But something that's pretty interesting. Do you know Ezra Levant?
No.
Oh, anyways, he's a Canadian guy. He's got a network called Rebel Media, and him and his reporters confronted. How dare you? What's her name?
Greta.
Yeah, it just came out today, and they confronted her on the street, and they were asking her all these questions, and she couldn't answer them. And it's kind of pathetic. It's kind of sad. I felt kind of bad for her because it was just her alone with these reporters. And one of the questions was, do you think it's going to be better for us to eat bugs in the future? You're going for lunch. What are you going to have, bugs? They are pushing that.
Oh, we lost Wheels.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, I don't know, but was this before or after her arrest? I gotta know.
Oh, no, Mary, that's the best thing also is they're asking her, how many takes did you take about your arrest? Your arrest?
Yeah. Did you hear me talking about that earlier?
No, I didn't.
Oh, yes. With I found it pretty inspirational that on Reddit that was under the staged category of Reddit. Yeah.
So hold on, Mary. I thought the whole cause of the show was to be, is there an awakening?
Well, yeah, because that ties into it. The fact that people are starting to call these things out. With the I already said all this, but with the Economic Forum, that they had to choose all the lingo, right? They can't use the same lingo anymore because everybody knows what the lingo means. And it just means that more and more people are looking into this. People are fed up. And I think, people like us, we've been kind of at this a long time, I would say. And that there's so many newbies and young people that, are coming to it at this point. And they're the ones that are all over TikTok, Reddit, YouTube, Instagram, talking about this stuff with one another. So I think it's good.
Well, the point I wanted to make was, I think the Twitter, like social media, and not so much Facebook, but since Dave's probably going to disagree with me, but since Elon Musk took over Twitter, it's amazing because it is now again a public square where people can actually talk.
Yeah. I wouldn't know, to be honest.
I've never been on Twitter in my life. I just hear about Twitter from other people. Joe tried to join. He didn't like it.
When? Recently?
No, a while ago.
It's gotten really good lately. If you go on there, of course, is I was critical. How can I say this without getting you guys kicked off of YouTube? I was critical of a certain Eastern European
conflict.
Conflict, yes. And I made comments on a certain European president's page. But once you do that, then you're in the algorithms and you get that kind of silly. Once you skip over all that stuff, it's pretty good.
I don't need any more internet.
I know. I'm with. I have enough distractions, enough things keeping me from my responsibilities that I don't need.
Real.
I don't need all that.
Yeah, the thing is though.
What?
I was mentioning too. I've got this friend and her husband in Sicily. And I told them, stay off all this stuff. They just want to keep you afraid.
Mm-hmm.
And when they keep you afraid, they want control over you.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. It's fear and control.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
Go outside, take a walk. Look how beautiful the world is. Not to sound like a dumb
Up.
I'm a dumb hippie now.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you.
I'm a dumb hippie too. I walk these dogs, and every time I walk by, I like touch the tree, and But we have to find our hippiness because there's clearly like this energy that wants us to be in the virtual, and the world is beautiful. I was like, today was a snowy day, and it was just it wasn't too cold, so I got out there. It was dreary, but. Yeah. Some people will go their whole life without ever seeing snow. Imagine, but it was fake snow. It was like those little styrofoam balls. Like every once in a while, you get the real beautiful snowflakes. And oh my God, my life stops. I'm like walking around like, oh my God, it's real snow.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, it's funny you mentioned that because the wife texted back to me. They live in Sicily.
Yeah,
I would love. I complained about like snow, and they said I would love to see snow. I would love to see a snowstorm, and I was like, oh my gosh, I would love to see Sicily.
I know.
I agree. I was thinking about that today because I like to walk. One of my favorite things to do, Matt, and you would probably like this too, and I love to watch walking tours all over the world on YouTube. You can go anywhere. And I do want to travel, Joe. And I don't think that's this world was made for us. And it's kind of a bummer that it's so expensive and they make it so difficult. And I don't know. I like to imagine a time where like there were Zeppelins and just airships. And I think Traveler was cheaper and easier. Maybe I'm wrong, but.
And a hell of a lot more dangerous. But hold on, my turn. I'll be right back. I just have to skip to the loo. All right?
Okay.
I can't mute it because then you won't be able to hear me.
Wheels is back. Hi, Wheels. You okay? Hey. Everything good?
Yeah, sorry about that. There's some weird electrical issues in my house right now that I'm trying to figure out. So I had to just go flip the breaker real quick.
Yeah. How is Clownifornia? What's the report from over there?
Just like typical stuff as far as people being clowny. My boss, God bless her soul, is still really afraid of the sniffles. So I've been having to deal with that issue a lot. And then just, the whole stupid, totally not engineered climate thing is everywhere. And lots of little lines in the sky. Just about what you'd expect from Clownifornia.
Yeah, we have them here too.
And now, we just had those huge storms. And finally, those stopped. But that was crazy for a while because then, a lot of the town had to evacuate and stuff. So it went from, barely any rain for years to, lots of little lines in the sky and then big storms, and then when it's supposed to rain sometimes you see lots of little lines in the sky and then the forecast changes.
Crazy.
Now, I was looking into California weather patterns, right? And
oh yeah,
they have storm gullies, like old-fashioned storm gullies with washouts and stuff like that. They used to have storms like that back in the day regularly.
Yeah, they did.
And
not only that, but the other thing that I found very interesting, right before that whole flooding event happened here in my area of Clownifornia and other areas of Clownifornia, just in the news.
Are you the north or the south?
Northern.
Okay.
So, but it hit everywhere in Clownifornia. It wasn't just us. It was Southern California. It was Central California. It's just everywhere. But the other thing that I found really interesting is I remember a few weeks before this whole thing started, it was all over the news that they had taken down a bunch of dams.
No kidding.
So I was just sitting there, and I remember specifically, I was reading that they took down a bunch of dams in California, and I remember just thinking, gee, how is this gonna backfire? I'm sure nothing will go wrong at all. Nothing wrong with removing a bunch of dams right before rainy season, right?
Mm.
So they wanted it to flood.
Yeah, they wanted it to flood, I think. And then also now they're like, as soon as the storms were happening and people were getting flooded the hell out of their homes, you had like the news people saying, "Oh, don't have too much hope for the drought being over. We're still in a mega drought." I'm like,
We get that too. We get
you
that
guys
too
have to be
here.
kidding me.
Yep. Last night it was pouring rain. It was beautiful out though. I opened all my windows, and then I'm like, "Oh, this is so good. Thank God for the rain." And they're like,
That's what
yeah,
I always say.
don't get excited because the drought's not over." It's like, give me a break.
The TV. I don't watch a lot of TV. I'm not. I mean, I listen to a ton of YouTube. Again, I like my walking tours. I've been watching Real Housewives of Miami. I'm not perfect, but I only like really watch TV like when I get my nails done, and it's such a weapon. Like Drew Barrymore's a psychopath, and then the commercials. Every commercial is telling you there's something wrong with you. Every single commercial is like, you can take this pill, you can do this, you can do that. There's something wrong with you. We can fix you. The other night, Joe and I were watching, and I looked at him. I go, part of like the awakening, Mary. And I said, people must see this and think that this is crazy. And I'm sure there are. I'm sure there's many like kind of blue pill people that are still voting. They're like, why is my brother-in-law is like one of those, like, why is every advertisement for drugs that are giving me side effects? But Joe was so smart. He's like, Faye, they love it. He's like, these drugs are going to help them live forever here. And that's what they want. And I was like, oh my God, you're right. They love it.
Hey, every commercial that I see on TV tells me that I do not exist. I'm a white guy.
Oh, that's true.
That is very true.
Well, yeah, no, that's a whole different rabbit hole.
The only time white guys existed, they were with a black woman. So that's the only time you have to like the interracial couples. Oh, they're such weirdos. They're such social engineers. Like, just let people live their lives. TV is a weapon.
What I like to look at, like, because to be honest with you, I don't really mess with TV too much. When I do, my thinking cap's on, and I'll watch like Netflix or whatever with my friends, or like one or two of my friends. I'll be like, "Hey, have you noticed this? Hey, have you noticed this?" And then finally, this one day, we were watching like this old show, and he was like, "Hey, are they programming people out of wanting kids?" And I'm like, "Yeah, they program people out of in and out of a lot of things."
Mm-hmm.
They sure do.
But that's just.
What kind of cap do you wear?
What?
Cap?
He said he has his thinking cap on.
Oh, it's not a tinfoil cap. It's a thinking cap.
Oh yeah. I mean, I could just go get some tinfoil right now.
I wouldn't hold nothing against you if you were wearing a tinfoil hat.
Yeah, I mean,
I tried the whole tinfoil hat thing for a day. Literally, I wanted to see, but I guess it's against like EMF. It does nothing for us now. Like right now, I don't know if you've seen this. Not to get too far off topic here, I do want to point out real quick. Mike says, "Look at CVS; it's filled to the brim with people waiting for scripts." I think
it is. There's
this whole thing with the transing children younger and younger. That's a lifelong customer. Now they're talking about fat surgeries, like lap band surgeries for young children. It's like that's a customer, a lifelong customer.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about the fat surgery, and I'm not trying to shame anybody that gets it, because I understand that nowadays people get desperate and stuff, but I'll just tell you one thing I've noticed is I know a couple of people who've gotten those surgeries, specifically the gastric bypass stuff, and out of everybody I know, I might have known like maybe one person that even tried to change their eating habits afterward. So now they're eating the same crap, but they're throwing it up, and they're eating it, and they're just, It's like, but they completely ruined their stomach, and they have more issues now. Some of the people that I know that had it, because I have people.
A lifelong cut.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it is, because now, oh, whoops, that area of your intestines that we cut are now not working properly, so now you probably are going to need this medicine. And oh, by the way, that stomach acid riding up to your esophagus might cause you cancer.
What about these young kids that are really, really young, and they're giving them hormone blockers younger and younger? It's like cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. It's the same as the jab with the boost jabs. It's never going to go away because they're making an absolute fortune. Have you seen what Pfizer, how much money they made in the past 2 years compared to previous years? It's insanity.
And Pfizer is a wonderful example of how big pharma poisons people too, because I could probably go on a rant without Pfizer, but I'm gonna try not to go on a whole rant about Pfizer. But let me tell you a little something about Pfizer. If you have chronic pain issues, which I do, a lot of my family members do, a lot of my friends do, like people like that, you know who's going to be making those drugs that they're going to give you for like nerve pain and stuff? Pfizer. And you know how many freaking side effects those things have? I refuse to take anything.
1 second. This is Anthony Fauci. This is Dr. Anthony Fauci. I'm sorry. You can't talk about this.
Right.
We're doing a great job here. We're doing a fantastic job. For some reason, I talk like a New York Jewish guy.
Where did that guy go?
Italian.
I have no idea.
He retired in December, supposedly.
Hold on.
Yeah,
This is
it's the biggest. That's a
We're
troll.
doing great.
Will you stop?
That was a troll I'm sorry, Matt. That was a part of the game of chicken I was talking about. He did retire. And I don't know. I don't even believe in money. Money's numbers on a screen. But the story was that Anthony Fauci retired with the biggest retirement package of any
all right.
Shush. In history. So that's a game of chicken to the American people, right? Wheels, are you listening? Is anyone listening to me?
Yeah, I am. I could see that, because then people are so mad at Fauci, the ones that woke up, because you know what? For all the stuff that clownery did cause, I think it did start to wake some people up. People were mad, and they were so mad. They got so mad at Fauci. They were like, okay, the next time we pull some psyope stuff, psyope slop, we need to have a new face for it because we can't use this one anymore.
Right.
Sorry, Wheels. Ray, Wheels, I'm listening, but Ray, I'm so glad you're having a good time and you look so good. You're representing Boston. Oh my God. Bravo. I wasn't there to clap last night, but I'm clapping from here.
How is Boston? I know that Boston is a canary in the coal mine a lot just because like Clownifornia is sometimes. Have you seen anything clowny?
Oh, what's next for us here?
I'll have a report next week because Mary and I both live in the suburbs of Boston. I'm north, she's south. I'm going to Boston proper tomorrow from like I said, Wheels, I was at the supermarket 20%. We're still doing this. It's ridiculous. And I see it every day. I drive by people in their car still doing this.
I see those sometimes.
I'm like, is it the politics? Do you love being a Democrat? Is that's what it's coming down to? I don't get it. But I think it just shuts off the brain a little bit more. Makes that CNN and the MSNBC go down just a little easier. I think because I see those people too, and I get frustrated. So frustrating.
I just get frustrated.
So Wheels, let me ask your opinion because Wheels, I do too, and I can get kind of angry and I get kind of biblical. And the other day I said to Joe, I was like, you know what? The population numbers are lies. And I said, they're condensing us in. I said, I think that there's only 144,000 real people and the rest are just background character psychos trying to drive us crazy. I don't know if I really believe that. I was having a temper tantrum because I was surrounded by psychos. But then my husband, who is a little more even keeled and he's he's good. Wheels, he goes, Faye, they're here to teach us to have compassion. And we need to have compassion on them. And I've been thinking about that ever since he said it. What are your thoughts on that? Like, because Wheels, it is hard to watch, isn't it? Especially when they do it to their kids.
Yeah, that's kind of what I try to do. Like, sometimes I'll just get frustrated. I'll just be like, don't look at that fool right now. It's not going to do you any good. And because sometimes I know I can't look someone in the eye if they're voluntarily wearing a mask. Like, but at the same time, I understand. So, like, a lot of times I'll be in a store and I'll see someone wearing a mask. And my first thought is, wow, what an idiot. Complete moron, whatever. I'll start going off on these thoughts. And then I'll be like, okay, wait a minute. That one of those maskers is an old person. What about that one? Do you think that one has an 80-year-old grandma? Maybe somebody that you can almost understand being a little more scared? Like, come on. It's flu season. They've been hyping up the flu season thing. Maybe there are people, maybe those people that are younger that I'm looking at in masks have like 80, 90-year-old grandmas that they're afraid of losing right now. Maybe I need to just stop and think before I give that person a look.
If they're 90 years old, they deserve to be dead.
You're sick.
What did he say? I didn't hear that.
If you're 90 years old, you deserve to be dead. Well, I mean, I think where you're coming from on that, Matt.
I'm kidding, of course. I'm kidding.
Okay, because like making the very young generation being, young children jump through all these hoops because you're afraid and taking their, autonomy and liberties away because you're afraid. It's, as my mother said, if you're that scared, just stay home,
Yeah, if you went through the sands of Iwo Jima or the Normandy invasion, come on.
Yeah.
If you survived that, then come on. You should have died back then.
Miracle.
Yeah, that's something that doesn't make a lot of sense. One thing that doesn't make a lot of sense to me is that, like, so many of these people in, like, the older generations are, like, they're kind of, they lived through the Red Scare. A lot of them did.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were all whipped up about communism and this and that. And I'm just like, how do you not see that it's communism?
Mm-hmm.
That we're just being kind of nudged into the communism.
Well,
like, damn.
I'll tell you something. I've been in this world for I traveled around this sun for 50 years, and I've never seen anything more insane than I have now. I mean, I've been through the Cold War, being told that the Russians are all evil people. Now I'm being told that I'm an evil person because I'm a white guy.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember, the terrorists are domestic now. Don't worry about. We haven't seen ISIS really make the news much in the past 6 or 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap, Will, you are 100% right. You know what? I didn't even think about that. What the heck's happened to the Muslims? I thought they were going to kill us.
No.
Now it's Jim Bob down the street who says that the Second Amendment is important and that people should be able to have free speech. That guy's going to kill you. He's going to kill your kids. He's going to shoot up your schools.
I just want to say for the record, I don't think we're traveling around the sun. The sun is overhead, traveling around us.
Yeah.
Just my opinion.
Western civilization is collapsing on itself. on its own merits.
Mm-hmm. Or
And
lack thereof.
Well, no, because everything that Western civilization has ever done is being pushed in our face.
And flipped in its head.
I'm sorry. What you say, Wheels?
Yeah, it's being pushed in our face. Everything bad that we've ever done as a Western civilization has been pushed in our face, and everything good we've ever done as far as, like, you know, literature and enlightenment and all that stuff has been basically being flipped on its head. Because, like, how backwards of a life do we live? Like, think about it. We live in the information age, and yet we're, like, being forced into even more ignorance. Because at least back in the day, you could go, you know, you could say your crazy conspiracy theory or whatever to people, and they didn't have, like, as visceral of a reaction, I don't think. Because think about it, the whole trigger words, weapon words thing that we have now, that, like, you know, because I don't know about you guys, but when I sit down, like, because at my job, we have a TV in the main room that the clients watch sometimes. And I will sit and, like, I'll challenge myself to sit for 5 minutes and listen to the news broadcast that my coworkers and stuff are watching. And all I can sit here and think in the back of my mind is, that's a trigger word. That's a trigger word. That's like, you know, they have all these words and things that they use against people to get them to feel certain emotions right away.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever read the George Orwell's 1984?
I have.
We are living in front and center of the book.
Well, not quite, because we carry our telescreens around now. They don't have to. It's not like we have a corner of our house that we can go to.
It's a combination of Brave New World and 1984 because they want us hypersexualized, like, too. Not in a loving way, but, like, in a very degrading way, like Brave New World. So it's a combo of both, but
yes, you're right, 100%.
And Animal Farm mixed in, but that's just me.
Animal Farm, my favorite book of all time.
Animal Farm was great, and I loved the Pink Floyd album too.
Oh, wow, Wheels is a Pink Floyd fan.
Who isn't?
People with no taste.
Oh, they're good. Did anyone do my homework from last week, Mary? And did anyone listen to "Be Still" by the Killers? I was gonna.
Of course, I did.
I did too, Mary. I did my own homework, and I was like, "Yeah, Faye, you're right."
All right, listen, Faye and I are gonna wrap it up, gentlemen. But we thank you, right, Faye? Am I wrong? I know you have to be up early tomorrow.
Have a good night.
I gotta go to bed kind of early. We have a big day tomorrow. I keep saying hell because I'm reading it. Wheels, you posted that you gave us 3 topics to vote on that you're gonna post, and you haven't.
I haven't yet because I've been feeling I don't know if you can hear it because I've been coughing a little bit, but I've been a little under the weather.
Oh.
Well, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for all 3.
When I feel up, I am gonna post about all 3 of those things eventually. I was just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do first because I have good ideas for all of those things.
Yeah, and
but it seemed like the distraction one won last time I checked.
I love your streams, and I can't wait. And please put your the link to your people have asked. I've more than once, like, your shadow banned. Mary, you've gone in that too. It's like, he's hard to find on YouTube, so please post the link to your channel.
Okay.
All right, yeah.
Thank you, Wheels. Always so good
welcome.
to talk to you.
Yeah, thanks for trying to help me out because sometimes I forget how shadow banned I am. And then I'm just like, oh yeah, nobody can ever find me. They're just like, that Hell on Wheels guy. He's he's too busy giving people tools to actually help themselves. We can't have that. I guarantee you that maybe I'd still be censored if I was talking about truth stuff, no matter what, but I would definitely be less censored if I was just saying, guys, we're doomed, and we're all gonna die, and it's the end of the world, and go invest in Dogecoin so that you don't die when the American dollar falls. If I did that, if I just shilled some Bitcoin and talked about doom, I'd be a little bit less censored. But because I don't do that, I'm just like trying to help people. They're like, YouTube is not a good place to help people. Get out of here, man.
Well, you do help people, and I'm just one little person. But Wheels, your last stream I think was about living in a world without accountability, and I think about it almost every day. I mean, you really nailed it. I listen to truth videos and streams all day, every day when I'm doing my stuff, and I'm being honest. Like, yours really shook me to the core, and it's really what we're dealing with. It's the game of chicken. The crime is out there. People are waking up to it, and no one's being accountable. And I know that I'm just. So it was very important. So you are helping people, my friend, and I'm glad to call you my friend. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna post my my channel link real quick if I can freaking get on YouTube without making noise. I was just worried if I went back to the tab I was listening to you guys on, I would hear myself, and I don't like hearing myself talk.
I'm the same way.
I don't think anybody that's not an extreme narcissist likes their own voice, though, do they? Like,
no,
I've never met anybody that's not like something wrong with them that likes that likes their own voice or whatever.
Right.
I like your voice. I remember the first time we met. It was like over the summer and Mary introduced us. You do sound young, and you know what? I love that. I wish nothing wrong with being young.
Yeah, I guess not. I posted it in the link. I don't want to keep you guys too long though. I'm glad that my voice doesn't bother anybody else as much as it does me. So I think it's also that I tend to buy cheap mics. Maybe someday I'll upgrade one and I'll sound a little closer to how I'm supposed to sound.
Hey, am I off?
No.
You're here.
Do you have like a Twitter page or something where I can follow you?
I do have.
Oh.
I have not been on Twitter in God knows how long, but it's at y'all need to think #2.
I love it. That's great.
Y'all to think.
Y'all need to think. But I don't. I hardly post on there though. It's mostly just my YouTube channel. And Odyssey. I have Odyssey too.
Odyssey.
Do you post more on Odyssey, Wheels?
I've been meaning to move more of my stuff over there because I'm working on the whole actually figuring out how to de-Google stuff. I've been doing some research on that. It is possible. And I'm going to make some videos on that stuff too, like actually trying to get some control over big tech stuff in your life.
Yeah. I hear you. We have an Odyssey page, but it's hard to, you got to sit down and figure things out. I do have to get back to doing that, but anyway.
Yeah, I need to
Wheels.
I need to make sure that I put things back on Odyssey too.
All right. Thanks, Matt. Also, have a good night.
Thanks, Matt. Thank you, Wheels. Love you guys.
Thank you.
God bless.
Have a good night, everyone. Thank you for shilling me.
Shill.
No, I'm kidding. Oh God, somebody's gonna clip that too. I already made a clippable comment in my last stream. All right, good night.
All right, take care.
Oh, good stuff, Mary. We are so blessed.
I know.
We are like, you know, these conversations we get to have with amazing people and friends. And your brother, is he still with us? Is he on still?
No, he said goodbye. Oh, was the thing too far?
Yeah.
No, he's gone.
A lot.
Yeah, he hung up. But all right. Well, that was a lot of information thrown out there into the ether. I will say, I do think tinfoil hats needs to be a whole nother conversation, because there's a lot about, I mean, Kitten Sons is very pro tinfoil hat.
Really?
I've done my own research on like, what is it? But anyway, that's for another time. And as for that, when we end the broadcast, don't hang up, okay? Don't close your computer, leave it open so I can talk to you.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna yell at you off now.
No.
I just want to talk to you real quick about something unrelated. All right.
Did we cover everything? I want to try your clip about hunks again, because you work so hard.
Oh, I closed it out because it wasn't working. So we'll do that another time. It's
really fun. And thanks everyone. I can't look at the chat and talk at the same time, but it's so therapeutic just talking to you guys on Friday. I really look forward to it. And like through the week, I'm always like, oh, I gotta talk to Mary about this.
Yeah.
I have to start writing it down. But then we'll be here all night. So, you know, I try to, you know, keep the choicest things, and I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone out there. And, you know, sometimes I don't even know what to think, and I just pray for all of us. Like, you know, all of us just striving for the truth, and that's it.
Amen. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. And I'm not sure about next week. I might not be able to be on next week. But we'll see what Faye's schedule is. She might be here. Maybe her and Joe can do another live.
Well, Joe and I will be away the following Friday, but we would love to. Yeah, I can't. I'm looking forward to it. We need a little time. And I love that my kids are so trustworthy. I wasn't trustworthy. I would already be like getting the keg, being like, who's coming over? Yeah, they're going away. But like my kids are fine, which is a good thing. So it's great. All right, I'm gonna leave the computer open. I'm like already like reaching for it. So, God bless. Thank you for tuning into Clown World Cousins.
All right, thanks guys. Good night. Have a great week.